Okay? All right, from the survey, right, we found out that half of you, more than half of you are beginners. So we're going to go at a slower pace. So this is the advantage of doing a survey beforehand when you do a workshop, because you can gauge, you know, the competency level of your whole group. Okay, so now we know that more than half of you are beginners, so we go slower in terms of creating your Google form, all right? So now, picking up from Farid, what view are we going into right now? Where you want to create your questionnaire? Yes, edit view. So let's start from here. We go to create. There's a drop down. And we're going to create a form, right? Okay. If any one of you are not on the same page, please raise your hands, because this is very important as we go along. We want you all to, you know, be able to create all the questionnaire. And if you have any questions or you're lost, raise your hands, and all my colleagues around are hovering around, and they will help you. Okay, let's go and see create a form. Okay, so this is a template that Google Form will give you. All right. Okay, if you notice, in the template, they will have two questions already, question title and then sample question 2. Okay, but before we start, we want to give a form a title so people will know what you're going to do for your survey. So let's say here we call workshop survey on ICT. Okay, you can give any title. Okay. And then in this box, you can give instructions. So you can state your instructions here, okay? All right. Can you all see? You can give any title that you want. You can go a workshop survey as long as you know what title your survey is, okay? I'm just doing a sample. Okay. All right. So let's start off with question 1. Okay, Google gives you on the template, there are 2 questions already. So let's start with the question. When you start a survey, usually sometimes you start with, let's say, state your name. Okay, so what kind of question will it be? We'll just do a text. What I'm going to do right now is we're going to create all the questions types that Google Forms have on the template, okay? So we start with text. It means it's like fill in the blank. You know, you state your name. So we do a text. Okay? Do you want to make this a required question? If you want to, you say yes. Okay? You just check this box. Okay, everyone okay? Simple? So, done. So state your name. First question done. Everyone? And you see the red asterisk here? It's because it's a, what kind of question? Means you got to, your respondent have to fill in the question. It's a compulsory question. Okay. So you realize that this is question 2. Every time when you create a new form, they will give you 2 templates. So you can click on here, and then you see this pencil here? Put edit. Click edit. So you can now write your, or design your question 2. Okay, so for the next question, we can say, let's say, gender, okay? State your gender. So what kind of question? Okay, paragraph text is same like fill in the blanks. I will not do it, but it gives you a bigger blank for you to write more words. So it's very good for open questions, all right? So we'll skip that for a moment. We'll go for, if you want to state your gender, it will be like, you know, male or female, right? So a multiple choice question, right? Everyone okay, the pace? Okay, so we'll put here the usual thing, male and female, okay? So make a choice whether it's required or not, and then you just say done. Okay, we have done 2 questions. All right, we've done the text and the multiple choice. Okay, so now, what happens? What are you going to do now? They didn't give you any more template questions, right? So where would you go? Anyone? Yes, add item. So if you just, very good, add item. So now the next one we'll do is, because you finished multiple choice, we'll do checkboxes, okay? So what are checkboxes? Checkboxes means that this is the only question type in Google Form that allows you to give more than one answer, okay? So if you want your respondents to give more than one answer, you use checkboxes. Okay, for example, I'll show you an example. Question type will be, okay, maybe you say, list the devices you use, okay? All right. If you notice, for the first 2 questions and all the questions, there's this help text. What is a help text? Okay, help text will allow you to add instructions. In this case, because you want your respondents to give you more than one choice or more than one answer, you can always say that help text here, select all that apply, okay? Okay, all that apply. Okay? So let's say, okay, what are the devices? We can name a dozen, right? So we'll choose a few things, all right? Like say, laptop, okay? We click another one, iPhone, iPad. Okay, you can click as many as you want, right? iPod, okay? The list goes on. Okay, you can make this a required choice again, and then you say, done. You got this? Okay, everyone on the same page? Any questions so far? We're almost halfway to the different types of questions. There are 7 types. Okay, so next question we'll do is add item. Okay, choose from a list. Okay, one question you can say is that, where do you use your devices most often? Okay, so you choose from a list. Okay, so let's say option 1, MRT. Option 2, maybe at the cafe. Option 3, at the library. Okay, and of course, I think all of us would use most often at the office too, right? Okay. Then you create, you just say done when you're finished. Okay. Everyone have done the list? Okay, I want to tell you something. Remember when Farid said, just now we said that there are some things that we need to look out for when we design a form? Okay, one of it is this question. When you're doing a list, you notice that where do you use the devices most often? The first thing, the choice is already MRT. Okay, actually, when you design a questionnaire, you wouldn't want that to be MRT, right? Because it's already the list there. Right? MRT, cafe, library. You want to actually create a blank so that when you drop down the window, they have a choice. So, okay, what's going to happen now? I've already designed, I've already typed, I've already said done. So what can we do? We edit, okay? So you go to the pencil tool. Okay? So what we could do is that you just delete the first choice, right? Make it blank, number 1, and then you can just move it to the last. Okay, I will stay here, yeah. Can you see? Okay, just now when we did the listing of the different places that you use your devices, like say MRT, I didn't leave option 1 blank. Because you want that to be blank for listing so that they have a choice. So when they see a choice, they see a blank and then they have the drop-down window and then they can choose the different options. So you leave it a blank, the first option, and then you write all the other choices below. Okay? All right? Then, as usual, say done. Okay, although Google saves automatically, but sometimes it's good when you're doing your work, before there's lightning and then your computer crash, you just say save. All right? You can never know what's going to happen. Okay. So we are left with 2 more question types. Okay. So the next one is what you call skill. Okay. In fact, just now you did one skill question in the previous pre-survey. Okay, skill question is that from 1 to 5, you can say, poor or very good. Means 1 poor, and then 5 is very good. This is a skill question. So, for, we can have something like this, like state your competency level in using Google Docs. Okay, so it's a skill question. So you just need to enter the first, the lowest, and the highest, all right? So the first one you can say novice or beginner, and then number 5 you just say expert. Okay? Up to you to say this is a required question or not. Doesn't matter. All right? If you're done, say done. So can you see that's the skill question? Got it? Everyone on the same page? Okay. Just pause for everyone to catch up.
If we didn't tick the make this a required question, what will happen?
Oh, it means that when your respondent answer, if it doesn't answer, it will just go on to the next question. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, any more questions? Okay.
So we cannot add level to 2, 3, 4.
No. You just have to state the first one and the last one. So if you have 3, fair or poor, fair, or good, then it's just do the lowest and the highest. Okay? I mean, this is, Google Form is not a full-fledged like Survey Monkey, but it is sufficient for you to carry out a simple survey, a simple poll. Actually, it's a very powerful one, okay? Yeah, but if you want a really detailed survey, a really detailed survey for your research, then, this may not be the application you want to use. I mean, those are researchers or you're doing a paper, all right? You still need to go through the, Survey Monkey or something like that, okay? All right, so we are left with one more question, right? Type agreed. Okay, agreed is columns and rows. Okay, for example, you can say, okay, what kind of food you like, all right? Then you make a list of, let's say, rojak, mee soto, or, bihun, or mee siam. Then after that, you say that, you like very much or you don't like, okay? All right, so we're going to design one grid question. So let's say my question would be, state what do you use Google Docs for and how often? So I have 2 questions here. One question I have is, what do you use Google Docs for in the row? And then the column is how often. Means, you can say rarely or never, okay? So let's say the grid columns, let me say just 4 columns will be okay. So your columns, let's say daily, once a week, once a month, and never. Okay, I will hold on this one first. Okay, so that's your columns. So your columns is daily, once a week, once a month, or never. So make sure you click to 4 columns. Okay? All right. So then your row, what do you use Google Docs for? So let's say for us at CAL, we use it for meeting minutes. Okay. If you have students, you may use it for discussion. Okay. Or sometimes you may also use it for lesson plans to share. And then the last thing is that maybe you want to plan activities for your department. You can say plan activities. Okay? Okay, so feel free to write anything you want. Okay? And when you're done, you just click done again. All right? Okay, so you can see that your forms, that's a grid pattern, right? Everyone has this? So all of you have done 7 types of questions, right? Simple? Very simple, right?